Welcome back to Adventures with Bam. I'm Brent Billings.
And I'm Maggie Billings.
And this episode has us discovering many things about my great-grandfather, Ward Haylett.
So many.
So, Kansas State University, we show up. And I have been told at some point that there was some sort of, what I had remembered is that there was some sort of Hall of Fame thing at K-State. I think I was conflating a couple things. My great-grandfather was in the track and field Hall of Fame, or is, I guess. He was inducted in 1979. And I think I was conflating the fact that K-State had some sort of like display of all the things that have happened with that being a Hall of Fame or something. Not a Hall of Fame at K-State. The Hall of Fame is, I don't know, somewhere in Ohio or something. Doesn't matter. But I was like, there's something there. So we get there, go to the welcome building. Turns out they just moved the track and field facility from one building, the old building that's like right down at the bottom of the campus, up to a new facility up by the, I don't even know, the basketball stadium or something.
Got to make room for all the new trophies.
Yeah, well, I don't know. They just built a new building, but they had just moved like a year before. So we walked 40 minutes from the place that we started up to this new facility. And we're like, I don't know. We walk up to the building. The people at the welcome center had told us that they thought that it was in the basketball stadium. We're like, okay, so we go up there. Of course, all the doors are locked. We're like, oh, okay. We turn around. There's a student walking up. He just like lets us in the building. I'm like, okay, cool. So we're wandering around. We find the offices for the track and field staff. And in the hallway, there are pictures of athletes. And underneath the athlete, it says like what it was like record holders or something. I don't know. But it listed their head coach. And so we're seeing my great-grandpa's name on some of these placards. So like, okay. The offices themselves were open, but deserted. Nobody was there. Didn't know what was going on. I'm like, this is weird. There was a sign on the desk that said, hey, I'm over in the equipment room. Call this number. I called it. No answer. I was like, okay. So we're wandering around trying to puzzle out how long he had been a coach for. We ended up finding something somewhere else later. He was a coach from 1929 to 1963.
That is a long time.
34 years. And it sounds like
smokes.
the guy who just retired a few years ago only stuck around as long as he did because he wanted to break that 34-year record.
Wow.
So that has now been surpassed as a K-State head coach. But
It's incredible.
I guess I don't know for sure that he was the head coach the whole time. But yeah, the plaque says Ward Haylett. Oh, no. It says head men's cross-country coach and track and field coach, 1929. So I guess he was the head coach that whole time.
That's nuts.
Because I know he was coaching at a couple other schools before that. So I guess when he moved to K-State, he moved there as the head coach. So anyway, we're wandering around and there's like placards all over the office. There's like K-State Olympians. And then inside of each individual office, inside the little office suite, there's more placards. So I'm like just wandering into these empty offices, like looking around, trying to find some information. I wasn't actually like opening drawers or anything like that.
Good.
But I was like, this is so weird. How come there's nobody here? And then we go back out and there was another suite like down the hall. Somebody came out of there like, hey, do you know anything about the track and field people? And they're like, I don't know. And they like, we're not concerned that we were in there. Like this is just such a weird situation.
Was everyone on spring break? Like what?
No, I don't think it was spring break. I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't. But yeah, so we're wandering back in the offices and then somebody's in the office. I was like, what? So this guy, Trey, he was one of the new coaches as part of the new coaching staff. We're like, oh, I'm looking for information on my great grandpa, Ward Haylett. He's like, oh. And he's like, I think there's something over in the indoor track facility, which was the building next to the basketball arena where we were. So we're like, okay, well, we can wander over there. He's like, I'm pretty sure it's unlocked, but if it's not, I'll be over there in a few minutes and I'll let you in. It's like, okay. So we go over there, found a door that was unlocked, go in there. They've got a big banner up on one end of the building that says Hall of Fame recognitions, USA Track and Field Hall of Fame, Ward Haylett, class of 1979. Boom. I was like, great. And then we had all the other ones that like showed us what athletes he coached in the Olympics. So like we're finding other banners and other stuff. Big list of all the K-State athletes who've gone to the Olympics. That's like, okay, great. So I pretty much felt like I found what I was looking for. I learned some things that I didn't know. We were ready to go. So then we come out, we see Trey. We're like, hey, we think we found it. Thanks so much for pointing us in the right direction. Then Kayla, who's like, I can't remember what she said her title was, but she was like the equipment manager or whatever. And she's the one who had left the sign and said, call, if you need something. So she's like, you're Ward Haylett's great grandson. I was like, yeah. She's like, oh, that's amazing. I have something. Come with me. So she takes me back up to the offices, back into the conference room, a room that I had wandered around in, and pulls out an old suitcase, like a steamer trunk or whatever it's called. Mm-hmm. It has stickers all over it from all these places in Europe.
Oh my gosh.
And she's like, this was your great grandpa's suitcase. I was like, what?
Wow.
So she like lugs it up on the table. It's looking pretty heavy. And it is chock full of like newspaper clippings, photos, scrapbook stuff, letters to my great grandma, everything you can imagine, like pamphlets from different track events that they were at, just full of this stuff.
Wow.
I was blown away.
I am kind of shocked that you don't get any of that stuff.
Oh, I think I will.
When?
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
When they're done with it? Like, man, photos to your, letters to your grandma? Like, that's crazy.
I don't think they want any of that stuff.
Okay. Well, I thought you were saying originally when you were telling me this story in person that it was like, well, they're going to like put together some kind of display or whatever. But I didn't know, what the ultimate plan was, when to send you that stuff. Because that's some heirloom stuff,
Yeah, of course. So I'm looking through this stuff. I FaceTimed my sister. I was like, check this out. And then I was like, okay, I don't really have time to like look through this whole thing, but I took a few pictures of a few things. And so Kayla's like, well, cool. Our current head coach, Travis, he really wants to meet you. I was like, okay. So she takes me out on the field. There's a bunch of athletes practicing something, and go meet this guy. He's apparently big into history generally and also big into the Olympics. So his plan, I guess, is to go through the stuff and like they're going to make some kind of, they've got historical stuff about their track program all over the place already, but it seems like they want to, go through that stuff and like make some displays or whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, cool. But gave all my information to Kayla. She's going to be in touch. I imagine maybe when we are back in Kansas at some point.
Oh, yeah.
We'll stop by. I don't know. But yeah, there was also a commemorative bench that I hadn't found. And that's the one where I got the dates. The 1929 and 1963.
It's incredible. That's on campus there?
That's on campus. Yeah.
Wow.
So totally wild.
It's definitely worth a trip. I'm glad you found the right people who knew what.
Yeah.
where the stuff was.
Just stumbled it. And Kayla, she's like, I found it a few years ago in a storage thing. And I was like, I wasn't sure what to do with it. And then I just like waltzed in.
Incredible.
So.
Wow.
Yeah.
I hope we get to see that and maybe take some of it home.
Yeah.
When we're there next.
That's my impression is that we're going to probably end up bringing most of it.
Very exciting. So is there anything new besides the dates? Anything new that you learned about your great grandpa?
It's hard to say. I guess the biggest thing is that like, I was never completely sure like how big of a deal he was.
Sure. When there's family.
It's like, well, he went to the Olympics, but how many people went to there's just so many questions that I had. But Kayla and Travis, the current head coach, and Trey, who was the new coach, but they referred to him as a legend. I was like, okay, I guess this is all pretty legit. Which
legends are true.
I think I more or less believed that, but it's like,
sure,
depending on the part of my family and who's saying it, I'm just never completely sure what to think.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of cool to get it's just. Yeah,
an objective.
There was stuff all over the place about him. So
that's incredible.
It's not surprising to me that they knew who he was, but
we probably should link a wiki article.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna make a whole blog post for this.
Great.
Yeah.
Very cool stuff.
Yeah, it was fun.
Love it.
Can't believe it.
1928 to 60.
29 to 63.
It's 29 to 63. Good night. That's a lot of history in those years.
And a whole bunch of athletes that went to the Olympics. And he himself went to the 48 Olympics.
Wow.
I don't know how it works sending coaches to the Olympics. He was an assistant coach for the USA team at the 48 Olympics.
Okay.
If I'm understanding things correctly. Maybe he went to other Olympics, like just as like with one of his athletes, because K-State athletes went to a whole bunch of Olympics during his time as head coach there.
Sure.
So he may have gone to other Olympics, but it seems like he was part of the official Team USA coaching staff for the 48 Olympics.
Yeah,
I still have a lot of questions, honestly.
It's interesting. I feel like it's not very... Oh, you mean he went to the Olympics as a coach in 48?
Yeah, as one of the like Team USA official coaches.
Okay. I thought you were saying he himself competed in the Olympics that year too. And I was
no.
How often do you have a coach also be in their prime and perhaps one of the best in the world at the same time? But yeah, that makes more sense. Coach in the 48 Olympics. Cool,
Right.
cool.
Yeah.
Wow. What a
So
guy.
I actually don't know what he did as an athlete himself. Did I see anything about that? I can't remember.
So this is your great grandpa on your dad's side.
Yeah.
Okay.
Through my grandma.
Through your grandma.
So my dad's mom's dad.
Okay. Wow. It's incredible.
Yep.
I'm glad you got to pay K-State a visit.
And learn of the legend of Ward Haylett.